Alright, fellas, back again with fresh top 10 cards that I'm picking up as we wait for the Battles of Legend set reveal to hit. I thought it'd be a good time to revisit Quarter Century Stampede. There's just too many quarter centuries that are just too cheap. So I've got actually 11 for you today. It's really hard to filter them down, and I'll probably be coming back with few more batches of these because the set has too much value, just ready to pop off in it. So as always, remember there's no financial advice in this video, just here to entertain and be taking a look at what I'm doing in the markets. So let's get it. Kicking it off with honorable mention number 1. So our 11th card is number 16 Shockmaster. QCR is only $5, which is just a beautiful price for QCRs. You know, it gives you a lot of upwards momentum if these cards do get bought out. Usually targets between $20 and $30 if hype does come around. Now there's only 2 other rarities of this card. Prior to Stampede, an Ultra and a Super. Super was like in promo, so it was very accessible, but still it had a lot of value. But the Ultra was well over $20, and it still has low listings at 20. So you can't tell me that this QCR isn't gonna see prices like that. I realize it's showing jump promo, so a little more scarce, but still highest rarity QCR. It's gonna get up there, and there's some like rumblings about it coming off the list. I don't know if I see it. That is the one downside, is Shock may never actually be unlocked in, and that may be true for the foreseeable future, but long term I still think this card's value goes up. So thinking exposure level around 3 to 6 copies, maybe even more, to be honest, but it may take maybe a slow burn. So overall rating double green arrow. Much like Shockmaster, we have a level changes chilling around $5 for the QCR as well, which is just insane to me because even after this card was announced for Stampede, I was able to sell the secret for around $10. So take that. I can buy 2 copies of this. And there's formerly only 2 rarities, just like Shockmaster. They're both over $10. Yeah, we don't include the gold rares, by the way, on this channel. We don't acknowledge those. The former highest rarity, so the dual terminal rarity, over $60, still over 40. You know, and that's a little different. You know, that's a niche rarity that a lot of people sought after. But there's no reason to think Quarter Century won't become that in a few years as well. And there's a lot of hype for it to be freed from the ban list as well, just like Shockmaster. May never return, but you know, just in my opinion, I think it has more of a chance sooner than Shockmaster. Just a hunch, may not, but anyway, I still think this has a ton of room to grow, so I've given it an overall rating of double green arrow. Number 9, Miscellaneous Source. The QCR is at 650 and is starting to move up a little bit, so it's starting to take off. Card in a beloved deck. Dinosaurs really need this card, and it really protects their plays. And they actually put this card in the set's modern pool. And you don't really see dinos doing anything right now, but that tells me one of 2 things. Is this card coming to 2, or is dino support coming? Because Oviraptor, UCT were also in the modern pool. I know there's some weird decisions for some cards, modern versus nostalgia, but you know, it's something to think about. So I'm thinking exposure levels 3 to 6 copies as well, because you know, it may not come off the list, and we may be holding on to this for a while, but that still leaves me with a rating of triple up arrow. Number 8 masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. Alright, this QCR is sitting at about $10 at time of recording, trending down, so maybe less by the time this video comes out, but it is iconic, fan favorite. It's unlimited in the OCG and Master Duel, limited in TCG, and so we're very likely to assume that it'll move further off the list. There's only 3 printings, like there's only a secret before this, and now we have the QCR and the Plat Secret. Just like a Volvo chain, I had the secret I had bought right when the ban list was announced, sold it for $10 as soon as I got it in the mail, and then it was announced in Stampede, and here we have the QCR I can buy back with the same amount I sold my secret with, so I just think that alone, it makes it a good buy. And the deck may not do anything, even if Masterpiece at 3. In fact, that's probably likely. But honestly, as a flipper, it doesn't even matter. You just ride the hype train and sell once it's off the list and those buyouts occur. So overall rating, triple green arrow. Number 7, Diamond Direwolf. The QCR is only $3.75. That is the newest, highest rarity. While the old secret is still $6, almost double what the QCR is, which is crazy to me. It is a staple for multiple pass formats. This card has a very rich history in the game. Many different formats needed. So I definitely see this going up over time, and since it's only $3.75, I kind of have an exposure level of like 5 to 20 copies, which might be a little excessive, but like, man, just for how cheap it is, I definitely see a double up, maybe triple, quadruple up in long, distant future. But yeah, that is a downside. Could be holding for a while. Still, the opportunity to double, triple your money, it's too good to pass up. So triple green arrow. Number 6, Ghost Mono and Moonlit Chill. QCR is $13-ish, which is insanely cheap in my mind. It's a Ghost Girl. There's a lot of Ghost Girl fans out there, and it's a format dependent card. But we did see the alt art sort of prices around $40 when it was last relevant, around the time Snake Eye was in the meta. And this card will cycle in and out of formats. It's just if you want more targeting, negation in your hand traps, if Imperm and Failure aren't enough, then a lot of times this will see play. And we don't know the next time that'll be. So, the downside is we could be waiting a long time until it sees play again. But at $13 for Ghost Girl, I think it's probably not gonna go too much lower. Plus it's the original art, which I think may be more sought after, in my opinion. So just 3 to 6 copies. It is a little bit of higher price point, but it's a hand trap, Ghost Girl, those things will definitely see it get bought out at some point in the future. Number 5, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, or Red MD. The QCR is just hovering around $14. I don't know if it'll get much lower. Seems like it's kind of consolidating around there. But it is a staple in many Dragon decks. Seems like only other print of this specific art is a common. So now we have the QCR, and I believe, no, it might be only a QCR if I'm not mistaken. And then there's also a new dragon card that just cheeses out Black Metal Dragon out of the deck. Can really enable this combo. I have to search for this card as well. So yeah, lots of different dragon support this year, so I think it only has room to grow. And may not be as sought after as the OG art, but if the OG art does get bought out, you can expect people to kind of come for this one next, even if it lags behind. So yeah, maybe a long-term hold. We do not know when the new dragon card releases quite yet, But yeah, I think like 3 to 10 copies works for this one. I think it will definitely go up. It's a very historic card, very wide array of metagames in the past. So yeah, I'm giving this one a triple green arrow. Number 4 is Necro Valley. QCR is also around 14 bucks like Red MD. Very historic, has a bazillion printings, but all of them are typically pretty valuable, especially the hollows. Very impressive effect. It'll shut down any meta deck pretty much. Yeah, just super solid. You can't really go wrong with this card, to be honest. I didn't even really think of any negatives or risks with this one. I think it's sure to go up over time. Because $14 for high rarity Necro Valley is just too dang cheap. So that's a triple green arrow for me. Alright, number 3, we got the Black Metal Dragon to go with the Red MD, which is also around that $14 price point. Still, cheap enough. All these are still cheap enough. I consider being able to double up in price. And I don't like to invest in anything that's already too high in price, but I think like under $15 for a sought after QCR, it's pretty good. So yeah, obviously same kind of assessment as Red MD. You got the new Dragon card. And this is that new highest rarity. That used to be super rare. That was very expensive. I believe it hit like 20 bucks at one point. That deck was relevant. But also maybe a long-term hold. We don't know when that new Dragon card is coming. But I think this card's always pretty solid to buy into, especially now that this is the definitive higher rarity. So 3 to 6 copies and a triple green arrow. Number 2 is Evil Hero Dusted Gold. QCR is just chilling at $11, which is kind of crazy because it's a new highest rarity. All the previous prints reached upwards of $30. It was like a secret. Several ultras, didn't matter, their own money. As we like to say here on the channel, hero fans do not play. Buy out their cards if they need to. And of course, we have new hero support on the way. So this one's just a no-brainer to me. I have 3 to 9 copies listed on here, 6+ months, because I think that's about when the new hero support will come out. But it could be less than that for a turnaround time. So yeah, triple green arrow is what I'm giving this one. Wrapping it up, number 1 Lunalight Leo Dancer. QCR is sitting at $3. This is the new highest rarity, and it's a very key card to go into the new Lunalight Boss Monster, which is coming out in Duelist Advance. This one's just crazy to me because there's a lot of hype around that new Boss Monster. Lunalight has seen some success in the OCG, and people gotta remember we're actually getting Duelist Advance before Justice Hunters here in the TCG, so we're gonna have a little bit of a different format where we could see a window for decks like Lunalight, some of these other decks that come out and Duelist Advance, kind of have their moment to shine before the crazy decks coming out and Justice Hunters arrive. So yeah, to me, this is a clear, easy card to flip, and we have a turnaround time of 3 months for when Duelist Advance comes out. Yeah, and for me, 3 to 20 copies, because I could easily see this double, triple up at least once the new support arrives. So yeah, triple green arrow.